All right, here we go. Monday night edition of Knicks Postgame Live presented by Manscaped. And, hey, we're starting to get used to hearing that music because for the fourth game in a row, the New York Knicks brought their A game and took it home once again. But this one was led by the Burks Hive. Alec Burks. They thought he was going quietly into the night. They thought the Burks Hive was over with. But Alec Burks set the tone for the Knicks when our top guns didn't have it, and set a great tone. Great job by Mitchell Robinson in this one. But it was R.J. Barrett's heroics for most of this game that really got the Knicks going. And despite a furious comeback by Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan in his bag, all fourth quarter had no answers for him. The young Knicks, led by RJ, quickly in his bag, Mitchell Robinson, and then a clutch bucket and defensive stop from Alec Burks, just as he did in the last game, seals the deal for the Knicks. 109-104. Knicks get the dub. 4 in a row. Al, they thought the Burks Hive was over with. They thought the Burks Hive was over with. But nevertheless, he saw Zach LaVine in his sights and he saw blood tonight. He didn't see that Red Bulls jersey. He saw blood. Cooking Zach LaVine food all night. Bulls had no answer when Burks got into his bag. But that's Burks. I'm gonna table that conversation for right now. Because we know when Mr. Fourth Quarter gets it going, there's only so much you can do. I really want to highlight the young Knicks who really put their foot in this game for the 3 quarters. Because Burks got going around the second quarter and when the Knicks took the lead. And then it got quiet for him. He really didn't do much else until he hit the big 3 to close it. And then he drew the charge on DeRozan, which was big, which is very big. But in the intermediate, I got to start with RJ. Once again, solid game from RJ Barrett, man. 28 points, 6 boards, 3 dimes, a steal. He was all over it. Wanted to deliver for his team. And in the fourth, you know, we're seeing it here where he's trying to establish himself as the closer for this team. And while the shots didn't necessarily go down for him, he got to the free throw line and hit his free throws, which is another area where, you know, big-time players make it happen from anywhere, whether it's knocking down your shots or forcing the issue getting to the free throw line, and RJ did that. Solid effort by him tonight. And the Bulls just had no answer on his drives. His drives are becoming, they're starting to look more and more ferocious each game. Whether it's finishing with the left, finishing with the right, using his body, finishing through contact. You know, had Caruso on him. Bulls play defense now. Let's not, you know, there's a good defensive team. He had his way with him. There was literally no one stopping him tonight except for himself. Only thing I wish he would have had was the mid-range in his bag. He didn't have it. Took a couple mid-range attempts and they bricked, but it is what it is. Great game by him. Second game ball. Well, I'm giving Burks one. I'm giving RJ one. Next one, Mitch. I thought it was a dominant game by the Block Nest Monster. 16 points, 12 boards, 8 offensive, his specialty, 8 of 9 from the field, 3 blocks. And I thought he had one of the best passes in the game off of the pick and roll when they got it to him at the free throw line extended. And he had a pass in the corner, which could have gotten stolen. Was real patient with it. Got it to Obi. Obi knocked down the 3. So it was good to see Mitch out there, man. Just 2 dimes for Mitch. Being real patient out there. And finally winning the matchup against Vucevic. You know, Vucevic plays the Knicks tough ever since he was with Orlando. But I thought Mitch really got the best of him tonight. And Mitch was very dominant on the boards and protecting the paint. Then I mentioned Obi. 17 points, 2 boards for Obi, 3 of 6 from downtown, picking up where he left off. He was great tonight, just giving us that energy. Defensively, the hustle on the offensive end, knocking down the three. He was great. So 20 minutes for Obi, 17 points. Had the crowd eager to get Obi in the game as Julius was faltering all game long. You know, like I said, you can usually tell within the first 5 minutes of the game what type of time Julius is on, and tonight wasn't that. So, great job by Obi. And, hey, I see a lot of dud picks. I see a lot of dud picks in the chat. But where was he in crunch time? On the bench. But okay. Hey, you guys want to see a good player? Good player. I see a conflict. Got to work out. Either way, they got the job done. Good team effort. 109-104. Al, give me your thoughts on tonight's game.
As you said, great team effort. Obi is not a dud. I can tell you that. You got, as you said, 17 points in 20 minutes. I like that he was getting a lot of extended run when Julius had to be taken out for getting the tech, getting, starting to give some antics towards the ref, complaining. You just see that he was in it tonight, but it was good seeing Obi just being an energizer. Obi, by the way, I was just shocked just to see like a good spin move from Obi in the post when he got it down there and then finished with the easy lay-in with a nice spin move. I like that. Shooting the threes with confidence. Everything about Obi is just great over these stretch of games. You love to see it. You can see that they have something in this pick. It's just getting him more minutes on the floor. But someone I want to give a lot of credit to, even though his numbers don't really say it from the field, is Emmanuel Quickly.
Quick, talk about it.
Because even though he was 1 for 5 from the field, 1 for 3
recording in progress
from 3, he got to the line, went 5 for 7, got his 8 points. The assists don't show it. He didn't get his the high rebounds that he's been doing. He's been averaging close to 7 rebounds per game, but you see that he was directing traffic today. You see that his decision making as a lead ball handler was out there in full display tonight, even though his shot was not falling. I'm going to go to the one where he was trying to push the pace. I'm pretty sure it was him, RJ, Obi, Mitch, and either Deuce or Burks were out there. And he was pushing the pace, but he slowed up because he realized they didn't have numbers. Him and RJ, he had all 5 balls on defense, and he pulled it back out, swung it around, and started looking for other guys and started directing traffic. You see him getting Mitch or Jericho onto the block. You see calling for screens, utilizing it. Even for that Burks clutch 3, you saw that he called for the screen, drove,
he was great,
through the defense, hit Burks in the corner. That's the type of stuff that you want to see from Emmanuel Quickly when it comes to playmaking. You can just see that he's taking that next step over these course of games. I know we talked about it yesterday. I know we've been talking about it the last couple of games, but it's really been impressive to see him truly commanding the offense at this late in the season, at this stage of his career, especially since we saw him struggling at all facets of the game earlier this season. Sure, there were nights that he would have like good playmaking, solid rebounding, and so forth while looking for a shot. But now he's putting it all together. Like I said, he didn't shoot well tonight, but it's fine. He was still galvanizing the second unit and organizing them. That's what I like to see. And then RJ Barrett, man. What can you say about this dude?
Yep.
Holy cow.
Yep.
Dude, he is right now on the season average, 19.9 points per game. He's close to averaging 20 points per game right now. He had another 28 points tonight. If he can finish out this season strong with over 20 points, he's about to be averaging 20 points this season in his third season while attacking the rim very well. He's finishing 41%. He's averaging 41% from the field. Right now, he's a little bit below league average on the season at 34.5 from 3-point. His free throws have gone back up to 71.6%, averaging 6 boards, averaging 3 assists on the season. Sure, he struggled. We saw it at the beginning of the season, but I like what I'm seeing from RJ Barrett. Tibbs is letting him run the offense. Not even just letting him run the offense, but letting the offense run through him.
That's fact.
That's what you want to see from your third overall pick. Love everything about it. This kid just continues to ascend each and every game. He's trying to take the major shots, as you talked about earlier, down the stretch of games. It's going to come with time. He'll learn. These are all learning experiences. But the fact that they're still winning and he's getting to learn, and not just for him, but for all the young players, Great effort. Love everything about this game.
It was a great effort, man. And look, somebody in the chat said DeMar was cooking him. Look, DeMar was cooking everybody, man. DeRozan's cooking everybody.
Well, he's been cooking everybody this entire season.
He's cooking everybody the entire season. So yeah, it was a matchup. I was hoping he would have gotten some positives on the defensive end, but it was a tough matchup. Definitely a tough matchup. But as you said, going down the wire and the whole game, the whole game. From the second quarter on, this was RJ's game. This was RJ's offense. They had no answers for the pistol. Wherever they were running them from the side pick and rolls, he was dominating on his drives, had a couple nice passes out of that. And, again, in the closing minutes, they ran it through RJ. They ran it through quick. Put Burks off ball. Burks got you the three-point shot. And as you said with Quick, he had 3 dimes in that fourth quarter. 3 dimes in that fourth quarter. So, yes, the scoring wasn't there, but you can just see his overall awareness has improved vastly from his rookie year in terms of running the offense. Whether you want to call him point guard, whatever the case, he's been a huge positive for this team from the second half on, maybe even a little bit more than that. So, shout out to Quick, again, continuing to pick up where he's left off last game. And again, Mitch, Sims, great effort. Great effort on the boards. Especially Mitch. Again, 8 offensive rebounds for Mitch. And like I said, he typically doesn't win that Vucevic matchup, but I thought tonight they had no answers for him. And he was getting those putbacks quite easily, man. Getting those putbacks quite easily. Had a couple more in the fourth quarter tonight as well. And again, found Obi for a nice 3-ball in this game in the fourth quarter. So great effort by those guys. Not going to touch on the Julius thing too much because they won the game. But like I said, within the first 5 minutes of the game, you can usually tell what type of night he's going to have. And, again, not to be the body language police or a sports psychologist, but you just don't look right, man.
You think he's still injured, man? Because he wasn't even playing defense for the first half at all.
He was letting guys like he was stuck in quicksand, bro. That's what I was wondering. I was like, he doesn't look like he's moving well. His defense was an abomination in the first half. In terms of his help defense, he didn't look like he was moving too well. But then it's just his overall body language was terrible. Even Alan Hahn called him out on the MSG post game tonight. Didn't help anybody up. Just walked off the court after the game. Like, I don't know, man. So something is just not right with that guy, bro.
That's why I say, man, we talked about last show. The front office really has to evaluate if he's going to be back next season. If you try, because you can't have this type of body language, especially if he's one of your top players, right? If he's going to be paid like it, he's going to be considered a leader. This is not the type of stuff you want to see from someone who's considered a leader in the locker room.
Yeah.
But look, at least he gave you some. At least he gave you 13 boards, 4 assists.
Yeah, he gave
offense
you
was
boards. He gave you
offense
boards.
was just not there at all.
But it's just like, and he takes Obi out the game. I'm like, oh man.
That's the one thing. Like, we did. Why in the fourth quarter, man? Like, he didn't give you anything outside of rebounds. He legitimately got you a tech. Like, he was actually putting the team in danger, and especially in the closing minutes, you want to put him back in there. Should have stuck it with Obi.
You should have just stuck it out with Obi. You should have just stuck it out with Obi. But again, it's because of how this guy runs his rotations. When you're running Julius straight through, damn near the whole third, then you run an Obi straight through, consecutive minutes.
Yep.
Whether you want to say he's tired or what, obviously, you're going to eventually go back to Julius. But like I said, man, it is a mess. It is a mess. It's a mess.
Got to figure it out. They got to
figure it out.
I don't want to see this next season. I know no one wants to see this next season. They got to figure it out. There is some serious discussions that need to be going on in that front office, not by the offseason, but right now. Right now, they have to start making decisions.
Yeah. So, like I said, just looking at him this game, He didn't look right mentally, physically. He didn't look right at all.
Honestly, I think they should just like let him rest for the remainder of the season. If he's injured, like if it's his quad, hammy, whatever it was, why are you bringing him back? Why are you bringing him back in? Just let him rest. The team is doing fine without him. We're seeing that. Even when Tibbs is staggering the rotation still, and you have all the young kids in, they're still playing well. They played well, even like I said, he gave you rebounds, he gave you assists, he contributed in some fashion, but his defense was not there in the first half. No offense tonight. Got to the free throw line, only hit 50% of his shots, went 3 of 6. But you're seeing that you can rely on your youth. So if this guy is actually injured, why are you rushing him back to just play and then not even give 100% effort?
It makes no sense.
What's the point? What's the point?
Makes no sense at all, bro. You know, yeah, very.
But that's the season, right? Doesn't make any sense at all.
No. Yeah, a lot of things that went down this season have not made much sense. You're absolutely right on that. You're absolutely right. But one thing that has made sense is Alec missed the fourth quarter Burks.
I'm surprised you're alive.
Missed the fourth quarter, man. Yeah,
I'm surprised you're alive.
I poured up a little bit of scotch because we are expected to cross the 50,000 subscriber mark. So to everybody in the chat once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Hit that subscribe button. The 50K has been eluding us, Al. Has been absolutely eluding us. Right now,
making us work.
They're making us work for it, man. Right now, we are six subscribers away, man. Six people away.
God.
There's 1,700 people in this chat right now. I need only 6. If all of you hit the subscribe button, that'd be great. But we just need 6. So anyway, like I said, I poured up the glass to celebrate, and then my guy Burks took us home. You want to know what my lock of the night for Prize Picks was tonight?
Was it Burks on threes?
Alec Burks over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I went in tonight. I went in confident that my guy was gonna deliver. Confident.
He gave that shimmy on Zach LaVine. I was even shocked.
Bro, he was cooking Zach LaVine. Forget that guy, man. This is Burks Hive. 27 points, 6 boards, 3 dimes. I had the over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and he finished with 36. Put some respect on his name. I'm still going to trade him in the offseason, but he played well for us tonight, man. So good job.
I'm going to need someone to make that Wolverine meme with the picture frame with your face on it when Alec Burks get traded. That's what I need.
Just when they thought I bailed on the Hive, I never really left. I was fronting all along. And speaking of which, this is a great segue. You know who we got to hear from next. Ron from Baltimore. Ron. No, and you know what? You know what? Ron, you got, are you here to apologize or not?
I'm here to clarify my position. My position.
Yeah, just to refresh the people's memory, Ron from Baltimore, who was also on the Burks Hive with me, left. Very arrogantly, I would say. Left. But go ahead.
I left.
Go ahead, man.
I left because he was playing point guard. My position has always been when Alec Burks is off the ball, he's Michael Jordan. Most effectively with Derrick Rose in the second unit, but that's okay. But when he's off the ball in clutch time, he's Michael Jordan. When he plays point guard, he's terrible. He stinks.
Yeah.
I get off the Burks Hive because what happens is when he becomes point guard, he turns back into a pumpkin or like you ever see the movie Rookie of the Year with Henry Roland Gardner?
Sure.
You ever see them? Yeah, where he falls on the ball and then he becomes a major league pitcher, but then he falls on the ball again when it matters most and he turns into an ordinary guy. That's what happens with Alec Burks when he plays point guard. But when you put him off the ball, CP, he turns into Michael Jordan. And I kind of love it because it's increasing his value.
Yeah.
So we'll assess in the offseason, but I like the pass that IQ made to Burks.
Oh, yeah.
How about the pass?
The pass was nice. Pass was very good. Very good.
I mean, people criticize IQ, and I get it. He takes a lot of crazy shots, although he's becoming a lot smarter with the fouls when they took it away from him. He's starting to figure it out. But I'll just say this. He does some point guard things. he can do some point guard things. I don't think he can do point guard things for a whole game. I don't think he's not there yet. Obviously, he's learning. I'm not saying he ever will be a 48-minute point guard. All I know is he's a guard, and he can do some point guard things. He can pass and get in there. Yeah. I'd like him to finish a little bit more and finish with authority. But back to Mr. Burks. I want to apologize. I came off the ship because of he was point guard Burks. But when he's off the ball, my position has always been he is Michael Jordan. And those people who say he was not Michael Jordan last year, you're delusional. Watch the game. Did you see? He was Michael Jordan.
Did you see the twinkle toes on the baseline for the reverse layup? That one, they missed that one. I saw it. They missed that one. Yeah.
How about the one against the Hawks in the playoffs where he did that like Michael Jordan free throw line crossover?
Yeah.
How about that one?
Of course.
I guess you guys missed that.
Yeah. No, I didn't miss that one, pal. I've been with it the whole time.
I'm talking to your audience.
Yeah.
CP, I'm talking to your audience that criticizes me.
Yeah.
When he's off the ball, he's fine. The whole thing with Michael Jordan and Burks is off the ball. If he's point guard, I'm off the ship. I'm always off the ship.
I hear you, man.
But if he's off the ball, I love you, man.
I appreciate the call.
All right.
Let's go to O from Florida. Oh, how you feeling today?
Hey, what's going on, CP?
Good, man. Gotta have some fun tonight, man. You know, it's been a long season, and they got the win. So, hey, what's good?
For sure, man. For sure. Congratulations. Y'all about to get that
50,000. So according to the chat we got
that.
there, man. So, yeah, man. Cheers to everybody involved, for sure.
For sure, man. I just want to get to, I called in before. I told y'all, man, we can't tank if we play the kids.
Yeah.
They play harder.
The Chicago Bulls still fighting for playoff positioning.
Playing ball is contagious. Everybody around you is going to get better if everybody is doing their job. Now, I had to call in today because I'm not the guy that hates Julius Randle, man. I think he's a good basketball player, low IQ basketball player, and we gave him the bag. I understand. When we gave him the bag, he must think that he's the number one and going to continue to be the number one. It's not going to be that way. It cannot be that way for us to be a better basketball team. Yeah. And he needs to understand that. And tonight, I don't know if anybody was catching it, but in that final 2 minutes, he was begging for the basketball, looking at Tibbs, begging for the ball. They had to remind him to go set a screen and run the play. The shit on that pass that quickly made, that shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language.
It's all right, man.
But that play wasn't even supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a screen, and he just didn't. He just never showed up. And he made the pass to Burks. We hit the three, and then he walks off the court first, sits on the back of the bench, doesn't get up, clap his hands, doesn't give nobody dap. I'm killing him tonight, man. And y'all got hope. And honestly, man, us seeing Obi play for the next 10 games, that's what should happen. Randle should sit down. Everybody say, let's hurt. Because for me, he got pity minutes tonight. Tibbs gave him pity minutes.
I believe you.
He gave him minutes.
I'm with you, man.
My bad, man, but he gave him minutes just so he can feel better about himself.
Yeah.
That's all it was, man.
And
so they got to hold him accountable, man. That's all I'm saying. They got to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
Because if you not, pack him up, bro. Pack him up. Let's go home. Know what I mean? Y'all have a good night. Shout out to the boys, man.
I think that's a 5-star call, man. Shout out to O from Florida. I think that's a 5-star call because to me, Al, when I seen him come in, that's what I thought. I said this is a pity substitution right now.
Yeah, he didn't deserve to come back in.
He had no business coming back in. Yes, he was on the boards and all that. Okay, good. He had no business coming back in that game. Obi had it cooking. And as O said, it could have been something to try to keep his confidence up, man. A lot of it is, sometimes you don't want to lose a guy. But whatever it is, man, this just isn't going his way. He struggled this year. He got the bag. Obviously, there's pressure to continue where they left off last year. Obviously, there's pressure to improve upon how they finished last year after they got embarrassed by the Hawks, and he was a focal point of that. The whole thumbs down situation. Whatever energy was coming from this channel that he caught wind of, maybe that was impacting him. And now the Obi stuff. put yourself in his shoes when you're out there on the court and you're hearing fans calling for Obi. and you know the coach ain't putting him in with you for the most part.
Yep. So,
and then when the kid comes in, he's getting a standing ovation. Yo, human nature, man. That's tough. I don't know what they're gonna do with this guy. They gave him a max contract. And you have RJ now, who deserves the keys. Where does this guy fit in? Can this coach make it work? Is there a coach out there that can make it work? How do you factor in Obi? Decisions.
I don't know, man. I don't. That's a big risk to put your hope in a player that has completely unraveled in one season after one of his best seasons last year on the Knicks. And every single turn this season, he has the capability of trying to turn things around, trying to play. And there was a stretch where he was playing really well. He was getting his numbers. He wasn't necessarily shooting the three that well, but he was getting the points. He was getting the rebounds. He was getting his assists. But that's a gamble. To have him come back on this team, if he's not in the right mental space, I don't even know how you can
how do you get him back
in the locker room and even keep the locker room together. I mean, you talked about it, right? You said trying to keep his mental, right? The pity minutes, bringing him back in.
Yeah,
that could have gone completely the other way around. If Obi's cooking, which he was, you bring Randle back in for these pity minutes, and then you lose the game because you're just trying to, stroke Randle's ego. How are you helping the team?
Yeah,
you're gonna hurt the locker room. That's saying, this guy didn't have it tonight. Sure, he got the boards. We needed offense. This is a tight game. DeMar DeRozan's hitting everything. Everyone's playing good defense, but it's just excellent offense that's matching it. But you're going to bring somebody back in that's going to detriment the team and potentially win. And the Knicks are on a 4-game winning streak right now.
4 games.
This is the most they've won this season. They've had 4 3-game winning streaks. This is the longest winning streak they've had all season. And you want to potentially lose that when you're seeing your youth play really well. Everyone's playing hard. For a guy that needs minutes just to feel good.
Yeah, it's a tricky
I don't
situation,
know, man.
It's not just a guy that needs minutes. It's a guy you gave a max bag to. You gave him the max bag, which means his responsibilities are up there. You're relying on this guy to help you win games. You're relying on him to help you win games. Which is why, again, for the Obi Hive, no, the minutes are not going to be even. And yes, you may not get as much accountability as you would like. This is the guy you paid. He got paid to deliver. Now, do they backtrack on that? What do they do here? Stock can't get any lower.
Stock can't get any lower for who? Randle or Obi?
For Randle. For Obi, the price is going up.
Yeah, no. Yesterday's price is not today's price with Obi topping right now.
Is not today's price, man. And one thing about Obi, if you talk about, from the beginning of the season and maybe the first half to now, the 3-point shooting has improved.
Oh yeah,
he's
not moon balls anymore.
No, he's not shooting them UFOs like he was, man. He's 34% in his last 10, and he's looked pretty good. 3 of 6 tonight. So good job by him, man. He's really cashing in on those. And again, I like the last one in the fourth quarter where Mitch found him, and that was clutch.
Obi over the last 4 games right now, on 4 3-point attempts per game, he's shooting 43.8% from behind the arc.
And how much?
43.8% from 3 right now in the last 4 games.
Last 4. There you go. That's good. So he's playing well, man. Definitely playing well. So again, decisions that this front office has to make. Well, let's get to the chat, man. Let's get back to the people. This is the People's Show. Let's go to India. My guy Aswin checking in again. Aswin, go ahead and unmute your mic on the Discord.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man. What's up, bro?
Yeah, waking up 5 a.m. every day morning and watching these last few games have been making me really happy.
Dedication, man. Dedication, no doubt.
The thing is that, like you said, the front office has to make a decision about Randle. I think there's no decision to make. Even great players like when Michael Jordan realized I don't remember his name, the teammate from it, he wasn't passing the ball, but when he realized he passed the ball, he's making the shots, then he kept on passing to him. LeBron James also depended on Kyrie Irving. Those great players have humility to accept when they need others, or when they're playing bad. No, I am playing bad. I have to improve. But Randle, you see,
they hold themselves accountable. They hold themselves accountable.
Yeah, exactly. He's just thinking that no, I am the highest paid player, so I have to play. I have to get minutes. And when things put him back around 30 seconds, right? Around 3 minutes 30 seconds. What was he doing? Like walking, circling, and there's no decision to make. I mean, he has to go. Otherwise, this team ain't gonna prosper with him. Not at all. Because I don't think any other team gonna want him. Like he might become a case like Kemba Walker. Obviously, it won't happen. Somebody's gonna take it, but he definitely has to go. And I also think Thibs is coming around. He's starting to realize that the way he wants to play, the strong defense, hard playing, those things only youngsters can give him.
Absolutely,
so he's starting to realize that.
Absolutely,
that's
man.
why he kept Obi for so long, and he just said because he had to give some 50 minutes, he brought Randle and Obi, man. That when he went ISO against Zach, and that made me so happy. He's still a rookie player, right? I mean, he's only 2-3 years in the game, but when he starts, he perfects his handle a little bit more. He makes threes a little bit more consistently. Because obviously you can get some good stretches, right? But when he makes a 3-ball consistent, he's gonna be a great player because of his athleticism. Like he can be like Zach Levine, right?
Yeah.
The athleticism and the skills combined.
Okay.
So quickly is definitely making Burks' life easier because he's taking the point on himself, and Burks been flourishing with that off ball. And I guess we're in a good place right now.
Yeah,
and
man.
Let's hope best for the next season.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Aswin checking in from India. Everybody throw a 5 in the chat, man. Aswin spitting facts. Humility. You heard RJ after a 28-point game, bro. You heard RJ on the MSG post game, and they talked about, his progress this season. He said, look, man, I didn't like how I played, how I started the season. He said, I want to make big plays for my team. I want to be there for my team. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing RJ in the huddles, directing. You're seeing Quick with the tablet, directing. You see Julius at the end of the bench. My guy Block Nesmans that took a tumble on the floor. When that happens, you got to count your lucky stars, man. You got to help that man up right away. Everybody helping that man up. Julius on the free throw line, waiting. It's like little things like that, man. Like leadership.
Or complaining when you're playing Matador defense,
right?
As Frazier would say,
right?
Come on, man.
Like
you can't be doing that type of stuff.
He got a tech and RJ got a tech, but RJ's techs seem to galvanize him where Julius' techs derail him. There's a difference. Yeah, you like the energy, you like the emotion, but for one guy, it just seems like it gets you out of your game.
Yep.
And for the other guy, it seems like, it amplifies your game.
And it's very strange from last season because I don't remember Randle necessarily talking this much with no reason, right? I think mostly everyone last year was getting fouled and they would all be quiet and just stick to their game. And I think the one blow up we saw was against the Brooklyn Nets where, fine, you want to go off. I totally understood that game because it looked like you got fouled on your jump shot and it didn't look like a double dribble or whatever that is. This season, we just see constant complaint to the refs, and it's, come on, man, just get back on defense. Just stay in your lane. And the thing with RJ is that he doesn't complain to the refs. He actually doesn't get calls and he doesn't say anything. He'll just give a look, He's most of the time respectful if he is trying to like get something like any other player, but he's not jawing all the time. So that's the difference. And that when you see RJ get frustrated, yeah, it galvanizes him, but it's also from a standpoint of, dude, I'm getting hit. Like I am legitimately getting whacked out here.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting a call. And that's just something that we know for RJ as well. But it's how you handle it. And RJ likes to stay focused in his game and just worry about winning, because at the end of the day, it comes down to how you're playing on the court. The refs, sure, there's gonna be fouls that are always going to be questionable in the game.
I mean, I just think the difference
you
between
got all the power
two,
to control it.
like, bro, you can't rattle RJ, man.
No, and that's why this whole thing of the conversation of do you give him the yes, because this is the mentality that not everyone has.
That's the mentality you want. That's the mentality you want.
Like I said, I don't care about how the analytics, the advanced stats, whatever. He is playing well. He's getting you points. He contributes to winning. Okay. And the one thing that you cannot measure in statistics is his mentality, his desire. He wants to be a
rookie
Knick.
year, bro.
It's not even a question. You pay him. You
Yeah.
pay him. You say thank you. You're the first guy that's want to be a Knick for a very long time that we've drafted. Do it. It's not that difficult.
Got to. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. KnicksFanTV, Knicks postgame live, presented by Prizepicks. We have hit 50K. Gonna definitely speak on that in a minute, but I want to hear from the people, man. This is the People's Show. We had a good win tonight, led by that one guy, RJ Barrett, led by my guy Burks, IQ, Obi, Mitch, the young guys, and Burks. Deliver against a solid team. But, you know, we play the Bulls tight all year, bro. I thought this was always a good matchup for us, always winnable games for us, you know, despite DeRozan and Levine carrying on with their antics. We always play them tough, whether it was on the road or at home. So it was a good win. Definitely a good win, because they're fighting for playoff positioning. So this was an important game for them. And the Knicks are still playing hard. Charlotte did lose tonight. The Hawks, you said the Hawks are playing right now? They are playing tonight. Against Indiana.
They played. They won. They beat the Pacers.
They usually watch the Pacers. I'm sure they won big, but
it was like 135 to 123, I think.
Okay. So the Hawks did win, which wasn't great, but Knicks still playing hard, man. I want to shout out Emo BXNYs for a $50 super chat. He says, "Here's my 50 to celebrate 50K subs tonight. Thank you for what you do and what you guys have built. Salute to the entire KnicksFanTV fam in the chat. You guys are a big part of this. Bronx Knicks fan forever." Salute to everybody in the BX. Salute to Emo BXNY. And definitely appreciate everybody showing love in the chat. Definitely going to address everybody in a bit, but I want to get back to the phones. Let's go to TJ from Harlem World. TJ, how you feeling?
Peace, King. How you?
How you doing, man?
I'm all right, my brother. I'm feeling good. I'm happy about the win. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, let's run it up.
Let's do it.
Some thumbs up in there. How many people we got in the chat right now, CP?
How many we got? We got 2,300. It's a win. So we got it. You know, we always get kind of like the casuals. 2,300 in here, man.
2,300, man.
Yeah.
2,300. We need to have at least half of that in life, everybody.
Facts.
So if you don't know how to put the thumbs up in there, hit it. If you're on your phone, hit the X on the right side. This way, you'll be able to see the thumbs up and the thumbs down. We ain't doing no thumbs down on this show.
Facts.
Everything is a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up real quick for CP and everybody that goes on this show, man. He's doing a fabulous job.
Appreciate it.
CP. So there's a couple of things that I want to be able to I want to pinpoint right here, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously we know your man Randle is not engaged anymore. Now, I don't know if it's that because he's hurt or it's just a mental thing or maybe he's going through some things home or whatever. But tonight's game is the biggest sign on his forehead that says, I no longer want to be here. And if I had to guess, I would bet $1,000 that he already went to the front office and demanded a trade, and they told him, we'll give you a trade, just don't, let's just keep it in-house. But that's how he looks to me. And because you just can tell, man, it's just bad. Bro.
Something's off.
It's not good for RJ. Yeah, something's off, man. And and he's a good player. You know, I've seen him throughout the year. He's a strong player. He's a good player, but he wants to be number one or at least number two. And I'm wondering if he's jealous of RJ. I don't know. I would hope he's not, but it's like, damn, bro, you can't do this, man. Pardon my language.
Yeah.
What was the other thing, real quick? I just wanted to be able to. In reference to Tibbs. Tibbs made a point the other day where he said that you have to watch the game and study the game. Does he not know that this is New York and everybody impacted the New York fan is watching and is actually looking? And anybody that knows my eyes are wide open when I'm watching the game, bro. I'm not a coach, you know, I'm not a player, but I've been watching this game all my life, and just by an eye test, why are you taking the first substitution he made? He took Mitch out and he put in Sims. Okay, Mitch has a bad back. Maybe you don't want to overwork him, so you do that. But then why not make the second substitution Randle? Or why not put the younger guys in a little earlier? Why are we waiting? And then in the third quarter, why are we waiting so long? He didn't make a substitution for the younger guys until it was like 8 minutes after, played in the game. So I'm not going to get on Tibbs too much because at the end of the day, when you look at all the games that he's played throughout the year, we're really stomping on teams. We have the pieces. Yeah. There's some pieces that I would like to keep, and I'm going to tell you something. I don't think we should trade Burks. We need another point guard, obviously, but I don't think we should trade Burks. I think we should keep Burks and have him part of the second year. That's my take for the night. Y'all fellas have a good night. Thank you for taking my call.
Well, you know what, TJ, man? Since you said it, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man. You know what? The people pressured me all year. Get rid of the vet. So I was rocking with the people. Since TJ said it, I'm with TJ, man. Bring Burks back.
Ugh.
Get Rose out of here. We'll bring him.
Oh, the Rose Hive. Whoa.
Easy. Rose Hive. That was just a joke. Yo, I don't. This thing is just so crowded, man. Honestly. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I would love to see him back in his natural role, but then Quentin Grimes. Yeah, and Grimes didn't play again tonight. He's resting the sore knee. Reddish.
Yep. You
haven't drafted yet. It's crowded. You're going to have the same issues again next year. You got IQ. You got McBride. You got RJ. It's crowded, man.
It's a lot of 2s and 3s.
I'm sacrificing for the greater good. I'm sacrificing my guy, even though he won it tonight for us.
Really cannot wait for this Wolverine meme.
I'm sacrificing my guy for the future of the New York Knicks. Because you guys want to say Tibbs latches onto these guys, and hey, Burks at the 1 all damn season is your evidence. Got to make a move. Got to force his hand. Does that go to IQ? Does that go to a guy on the outside that we haven't named yet? It's crowded, man. Look, he has value. He has value. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't. But then don't tell me he's not playing the kids.
He has value, and that's why, especially now, that's why you try to trade him and get some sort of return to open up some spots in this lineup because it's crowded. And it made sense for this season when you're trying to run it back to continue on your playoff success. But, they're 4.5 games out behind the Hawks right now for the 10th seed just to get into the play-in. If they don't make the play-in, why run it back again with this team that's not really – no, it's not even not really. It's just not a championship contending team. Right. It's just what do you – if you're trying to build on success and it hasn't worked with this group of players, peel it back, work with the young kids because you got guys that you have to evaluate. Yeah. You got Quickly going into his third year. You got Obi in his third year. You got RJ and Cam going into the fourth year of the contract. You got Grimes, and you got Deuce, who you have to evaluate. You have Jericho Sims, who I'm expecting them to keep. So you got to sign him to a contract instead of having him on a two-way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's 8 players are named right there.
That's 8 right there.
That is 8.
That's 8. Right.
So, and Tibbs likes to run a 10-man rotation
right
at max. So guys got to go. You got to figure that out. That's why when it comes down to Rose, it comes down to Burks. You know, you still got to figure out Mitchell Robinson too. If he's here, that's 9.
That's it. It's crowded, man.
Crowded, man.
You got 4 young guys at the guard spot off the rip. IQ, Grimes, RJ, McBride. Off the rip. That's not even talking about Rose. That's not even talking about Burks. That's 4 guys right there. And you haven't drafted. You haven't made a trade. Which you got to think that they will, right? They're not going to stand pat with this team.
No. There's no way they're going to stand pat with this team. They're going to, at this point, I think for them, even though it's not good business, we have to move assets to get rid of contracts. At some point, you got to look at what you have and take the hit, because if you bring this team back next season and you get the same results, everyone's going to be, it's not just the fans. You're going to have Dolan looking at the front office and everybody else. So
it's out of there. Yeah, sometimes, so that's what I say, yo, man. Look, man, Burks, you did your thing for us, man. We'll always remember the Chicago game and Knicks Hawks game 2. We destroyed everybody, cooked everybody. Then we never heard from him again. That was a disappointment. But yeah, it just is what it is, man. I think you're just gonna have to move this thing. You're gonna have to move this thing forward. You know. Shout out to Jamaica Queens 22 $50 super chat says congratulations on 50K and many more to come. Let's keep it going, Knicks fans. 4-0 for the squad. Let's make it 5 on Wednesday, and we will be there in the building Wednesday night when the Knicks take on the Charlotte Hornets. Man, if you guys are at MSG on Wednesday night, pull up on me. I'll be in section 113. Shout out to everybody that's coming with us. It's another KnicksFanTV, Knicks OmniFan production. Going to be a good look. I got some special guests rocking with me for that game, so definitely stay tuned for pregame shoot-around, halftime show, and, of course, postgame. You're going to be able to watch the postgame free throw contest. Al, I've been in the gym every day. I'm practicing. I'm at the line. I'm shooting my free throws. RJ got me motivated right now. I'm working on my form, just reinforcing that muscle memory, man. It's been a while. I've been retired for a little bit from the game. You know, I'm 1 for 2 at Madison Square Garden at the free throw line, so I'm trying to, redeem myself. I did make the first one, missed the second one, and we do it every year. So this year, I'm trying to redeem myself for the chat. Everybody's gonna be watching live, so I gotta make sure that I come correct and knock it down, man. So looking forward to Wednesday night, and gonna be a good one so far. Okay, let's get back to the phones. Let's go to the Discord. Harrison Dolan on the Discord. What's going on?
How you doing, CP? Congrats on 50K, dude.
Thanks a lot, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
4 in a row, you know. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Miles McBride off the bench.
Yeah.
Slowly getting more minutes, but, and we were just talking about the log jam. Like, I got a question for you and Alex. Like, we look at just the shooting guard position, and we got like Fournier, RJ, Burks, Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly. Like, something's got to give there. Like, which 3 or 4 of those guys? I don't know. Who would you keep and who would you trade? And
I mean, it really just depends on who you got coming back, man. Who's on the other side of that trade, I wouldn't say any of these guys are untouchable by any stretch if it means getting a legitimate upgrade here. But it just all depends. I still think, like, when you look at how this game ended and you're looking at Levine, you're looking at DeRozan just cooking and destroying us, we still don't have that versatile wing defender. That's where I'm looking at Cam. Cam.
Yeah, I'm high on Cam, bro. I really want to see him playing.
Yeah, with the length and athleticism, we don't have that this year, which is why, again, you see another fourth quarter, Fournier is not there. Fournier's not there.
Would you trade Fournier or keep him?
I mean, for the right price, yeah, I would trade him, but I like what he's given to the team. You know, he's the 3-point shot is obviously there. That's automatic. He's shown better playmaking skills here and there, which has been good, especially when Julius doesn't have it. By no means untouchable, but again, I'd like to see a little bit more of Reddish next year if we're gonna keep him, and you know, find a way to kind of transition Fournier to a more of a bench role.
Yeah, that's like the thing with all the politics of it. It's like he would be way better off the bench, honestly.
Yeah.
But no, people are getting on Tibbs, but you look over at Brooklyn, like it can be worse, man.
They're in the play-in right now. You got the Nets in the play to appreciate the call, man. It could be worse. You know, it could be worse. The Brooklyn Nets got KD, Kyrie. Do they even have Ben Simmons? Is Ben Simmons even playing basketball anymore?
Nope.
They got themselves a lemon in that trade, and they're still struggling.
He has a herniated disc, right? I don't think he's expected to come back anytime soon.
How you get a herniated disc on your season off? It's crazy.
Talk about this team. Talk about the Nets. They have high expectations. You know, even before Harden got traded.
Yeah,
there was expectations. I don't know how you look at this team, and they just lost. I think they lost yesterday too.
They lost yesterday to the Hornets. It was a nice loss. It was nice to see.
You love to see it, but the Nets. If you're asking who's a bigger disappointment, I'm going to go with the Nets. One, just because I don't like the Nets. Two, you have all those guys and you couldn't make it out of a play-in spot.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, Kyrie didn't play this season, but you had Harden and KD.
Can't do it. So that's always good to see, man. Shout out to the coincidence, Jeremy Cohen. I feel this tweet right here. He says, I have to say Knicks games got a lot more fun when I emotionally accepted that they'll have the 12th pick in the draft and aren't making the playoffs. And that's basically where I'm at. And I feel like a lot of Knicks fans are at. It's like, you know, these games become more enjoyable because, yeah, the draft is where it's going to be. Most likely they're going to get the 11th or 12th pick. You know, we figured out from there. They're going to pick somebody. They're going to trade out of it. We'll see. But, you know, with the draft pretty much locked in, you got no choice. You got no choice but to hope. Again, you see wins and with solid contributions from the young guys. And it's RJ. It's Quickly. My guy talked about Deuce. You know, Deuce had a nice touch pass to, I believe it was Mitchell Robinson who drew the foul. Was it Obi who drew the contact? So Deuce is looking more and more comfortable each game. You know, Grimes had his moments this year. Not sure if we'll see him finish the season, but certainly had his moments. Mitchell looked great, was great tonight. Sims. So, you know, I think this is how you want the season to end, given all the given all the circumstances.
Oh yeah, I mean, at this point, we're not going to move anywhere in the draft lottery. If this team, like I said, is 4.5 games out of a play-in, Hawks are continuing to win. You know, it would take a magical run from the Knicks and some help from other teams to fall out. But at this point, the thing that I'm enjoying most is watching the young guys play a lot better closing the season. So you're seeing RJ getting close to averaging 20 points per game. You're seeing Emmanuel Quickly, his playmaking has taken that next step, and it seems like he's gotten out of his shooting funk, even though it didn't show tonight. You're going to see McBride and seeing the defense that he offers. Jericho Sims showing promise as a center, as a good, rotation piece in there. Mitch had a good night. And the one thing I want to say about Mitch, I didn't get to say, is that Mitch struggles with centers that can shoot the three.
That's right.
And tonight, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
He played Vooch very, very well. And I mean, he took advantage of Vooch too, because Vooch is not known as being a good defender. So the fact that he not only took advantage of Vooch on offense, but then was able to stop him on the defensive side as well, we'll love to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're going to see all these guys develop. And I think that's the best part. You know, it just comes down to what decisions we make. And hopefully we get to see a lot of these young kids get more minutes next season. And, you know, they continue to add on to the success that we see at the end of this season.
For sure, man. And as we said, man, Vucevic has gotten the best of Mitch in these matchups. So it's just good to see Mitch really dominating from the onset and really never look back. And 8 offensive rebounds is clutch, man. Second chance opportunities that the Knicks got in this game was at the hands of Mitchell Robinson's effort and his knack for the ball, his knack for rebounding. You know, I haven't seen that type of skill since D. Lee. And Mitch has it. Yes, he has a length and he has a size and stuff like that, but there's a skill there, to always just be around the ball and be on those boards, man. And Mitch just has that. And I think that's an intangible that I don't think you can just get anywhere like that. Sims is certainly coming along, but I just like the dynamic that Mitch brings to this team. And, we just got to keep developing him. I'd love to bring him back and just continue with his development.
What are your feelings on Mitch right now? Where do you stand? Do you think he's going to come back? What are you feeling? What's in your gut? You don't think he's coming back?
Nah, I think he goes to the highest bidder, bro. Whether that's a sign and trade or somewhere else, I just have a feeling that he's going to bounce.
Okay,
that's just my gut feeling. I don't know anything, but that's just my gut feeling. I don't think he comes back.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be a sign and trade.
Yeah,
I'm still leaning towards that Mavs Knicks sign and trade just because it just makes so much sense between both teams. If Dallas needs a center, Knicks need a point guard. Dallas traded for Dinwiddie, so they have a backup to Brunson. So
yeah,
it just makes sense.
Yeah, what do you guys think in the chat, man? Do you want to bring Mitch back? Are you letting him walk? What do you guys think, man? Leave us a comment in the chat. We'll shout you guys out. Shout out to Clee, $50 super chat for 50K. Clee says blessings. Definitely appreciate that. Shout out to Clee. And let's get back to the phones. Let's go to Zay from Maryland. Zay, how you feeling, man?
Doing all right, CP, Alex. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, man. What's good?
Good. Just calling in, man. As far as the game and everything, I think we've already beat the horse when it comes to the Randle situation in regards to, how everyone feels. I feel the same way. I was on the Randle tip to where it said like, hey, he just needs good coaching, but at this point, just the body language is too bad for us to even think about anything about trying to tweak his mindset on the court. I'm seeing too many times where he's completely just disregarding RJ on the court. Just trying to avoid passing RJ the ball. So I'm at the point where he has to go. But I do want to say the silver lining with this team is we are playing with a bunch of second rounders, and RJ's like the highest pick we've had in a while, right? The other guys are young guys, second rounders, and late first rounders that are really blossoming into something. We just kind of have to really like direct our attention to that. I agree with everything you said in regards to who has to go. It's a either or for a lot of different situations, whether it's Alec Burks got to go or Fournier, or if it's I think Julius or Tibbs got to go. One of them got to go, but I'm leaning towards Julius got to go. And even with the point guard situation, hopefully we can get that settled this off season. As far as RJ, I just want to quickly say, the team themselves, for RJ to progress as good as he has, I think the team has not put RJ in the best situation to really flourish and develop. And I think for him to kind of take it on the chin and be able to continue with the development that he's gone with, that really tells us why we need to keep him around and really need to take the step back and surround him with the right pieces. Obi looks to complement him well. The 3-point and 4. We even need we need to switch Randle out for somebody that either plays defense, like a defensive power forward, or like a shooting power forward that can legit hit at a high clip. But Randle just can't do neither of them. Randle is just literally just holding up space at this point, and it's not helping RJ at all. So pay RJ.
I mean, you had Obi go 3 for 6 tonight. Who knows, man? Obi's form's looking like it's taking shape right now.
Yeah, I was hard on Obi before, but yeah, it looks like he's coming into, he's developing into something. He just has to get the minutes and has to get the respect from Tibbs to be able to keep him on the floor. There's no reason he should have been pulled tonight at all. That's just all politics. And at this point, the office got to make a real big decision. They really need to sit down with RJ and ask RJ how he feels. Because if they don't do that, then we're just being the regular old Knicks, right? Just feeling like we know more than the players themselves. They need to sit down with the player that they want to really build this team with and say, hey, what do you think about these pieces around you? What can we do to put you in the best situation? I mean, that's my point. But yeah, they need to get it together. And I think RJ is the key to really start, making this team a winning team.
Good points. Good points, man. Give him the keys, man. Broadway wants it, and he's looking great out there, man. You know, he's looking great. 28 points. He's getting his season average up to 20. You know, rookie season it was 14, and our goals for RJ last year was get it to 17. He got it to 17. At least mine. I was saying, you know, if he improves on his free throws and becomes a little bit more efficient, he can get to 17. Got to 17. Now he's getting to 20. Hey, I like
next season.
What's next season?
I wonder, and that's the thing. I wonder if we allowed RJ, granted, if he was actually playing well at the beginning of the season too, because he usually has a slow start.
Mm-hmm.
What would his season averages be right now? You know, I want to see. I can't wait for next season to see what that is, to see if he takes another step forward and what his averages would be.
I think without Julius is easily over 20.
Okay.
Without Julius in the lineup, I think it's easily over 20. I think
a
lot of the way the season started, it was Julius and Kemba really dominating. You know, Fournier. You know, RJ was almost like the fourth option out there when the season first started. So, you know, and again with that type of offense, I think he could have gotten over 20 as a focal point of the offense.
Yeah,
you know.
and that's what I think. That's the big thing that's definitely the big thing that needs to change for next season. Him being the focal point of this offense definitely is priority, but I know it's going to be over 20 points because if it's just him being the focal point, that's one thing. But like, what range of 20s? Because the range of 20s, is it going to be mid 20s, low 20s, high 20s? Because right now he's been on a stretch.
Yeah,
he's been on a stretch.
A tear, man. And again, you know, say whatever you want about play development plays, tips, or whatever. The plays that they run for him, you know, these are the plays that they ran for Butler in Minnesota. You know, as a guy who doesn't have the greatest handles, who's not fleet of foot, you know, running him on the pistol action, those side pick and rolls to really get him downhill. And from there, he's using his strength. He's attacking the rim. He's playmaking. He's finding guys in the corner. Mm-hmm. He's making good plays. It just doesn't have the mid range yet. But if he gets that,
oh man,
then you're talking high 20s. You know, when he can really pick his poison once he gets into that lane, once he gets into the paint. Now you're talking high 20s.
Man, I'm so stoked, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. We got a good one here. Let's get back to the phones. Let me go to West Coasting, Abdul. What's good?
Yo, fellas, look, I had to wait up tonight, man. I got to put the kids to bed.
Appreciate it.
But when
bro.
I clicked the refresh and I saw 50K, I had to call in, right? Congratulations, KnicksFanTV. Congratulations to all the fans. Congratulations to the replay crew. Shout out, everything. Look, I'm going to say this once again. I'm just enjoying the rest of this team, the way they playing, right? We got the young guys playing good, right? Mm-hmm. Even though we're not making the play-in or it doesn't look promising, what I can say is the guys are playing tough. And I think that's most important, especially if we're trying to carry some of these players into the next season, right? These are meaningful minutes for McBride, Obi, Sims. Like, these are great minutes for our youth, right? They're not just playing in garbage time just because we're getting smacked. Like, we're in games, so that's like a positive side that I'm looking at. I want to give a big shout out to Obi because Obi is taking advantage of an opportunity, right? We talked about this multiple times, like, is Obi going to show up? In the games that he is playing, his defense is what it is, right? But he's using his athleticism just to cover up for some of his defensive flaws, right? We know he can't side shuffle, and that was his report card coming out of college. Mm-hmm. But I want to say, like, him being confident in the minutes that he's playing and now taking the three-point shot with more confidence. Like, this is what you have to do when you have a player that's playing in front of you, not playing to the best of their potential, right? You got to creep in the minutes that you get, you got to execute, and you have to be on point. So that's huge. Obviously, RJ, this dude's just on another level, man. Remind me of RJ when he played for Duke, right? Driving to the hole, getting in, and doing what he got to do. But, man, congratulations, fellas. I'm going to put these kids in bed. But I just want to say, man, once again, you guys, I found you 2 years ago and been rocking with y'all ever since. And I'm just a proud Knicks fan out here in California. Ain't many of us out here, right, in San Diego. But I would say we hit 50. We already know the next goal is 60. Let's get it.
Let's go, man. Always appreciate it, man. My guy Abdul always posting us in his IG stories, man. He's always either watching the game or watching KnicksFanTV, man, and supporting literally every night. Literally every night. He's a content creator himself, and he's usually rocking a KnicksFanTV snap when he's doing his thing. So when you talk about fan support, that guy's right up there with our top supporters. So definitely shout out to Abdul, always multitasking with the kids but still finding time to tap in with us. So that certainly means a lot, man. Salute to Coach Mike Clark, $50 super chat. He says, congrats on 50K. Now we're working on 50K more. Yeah, we're going to get to 100K, man. We're definitely going to get to 100K in a shorter time. Definitely want to shout out Rags Morales. Says, $50 super chat. Says, well earned. We got our 50 burger and bring back Mitch. We did get the 50 burger. Shout out to JD, man. We did get the 50 burger, but it's 50 subs. Who knew? It was 50 subs, man. Shout out Bimal Dekakata. Sounds like an Indian name. $10 super chat. Says, RJ's officially the man on this team. I would bet the house he will become an all-star next season. Lock him up. We have a franchise, Nick, for the next 10+ years. Yeah, man. Give him the bag. Give him the bag. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new and we'll shout you guys out, man. We want to see who's going to be with us from 50K on. So I want to see all the new people. Type in hashtag new in the chat so we can shout you guys out. You guys heard my guy Abdul said he's been rocking with us for a minute now. Alex Collins, my guy from Ireland, he came into town last week, and we were chopping it up. We linked up after the Hawks game, and then he sent me a screenshot the next day. He was rocking with us since 4,000 subscribers, maybe even before that. But around that time, man, Alex was rocking with us since 4,000 subscribers.
He's a mod too.
Yeah, Alex is a mod too. Checking in from Ireland. TM's been rocking with us for a minute. My guy Shell's been with us since literally like 50 subscribers. So we got some serious OGs in the chat, man, that have basically been here from the beginning. Kyle Cusack, team hashtag new, checking in from DC. Okay, so Kyle's down there in the capital city. Shout out to Kyle, Blood of the Panda. Motor State. We got Dino Iturralde checking in from Australia. All right, so Dino checking in. Oh, New Zealand in here heavy. NZ Richie, you always in here, man. You're not team hashtag new, but you always rocking with us. Checking in from New Zealand. Michael Panza, appreciate it. Who else we got in here? Rich Jim, he's a day one. Yeah, Rich Jim is always in here. John Talento always in here first. Speaking of the West Coast contingent, we got Paul Quick repping out in L.A. Josh Adams checking in from Sydney. Yo, we're heavy in Australia, bro. We might have to do a live on location from Australia one of these days, man.
Ooh, gotta go down under.
Yeah, man. Shout out to NP. He says, new subscriber, number 49,997 from Queens. Love what you do, CP. Just bought myself a lawnmower 4.0. Love that thing. No testimonials, fam. I'm glad you enjoyed it. No testimonials. Do not send, no testimonials. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But for those of you, support our sponsors, man. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Let's see who else we got in here. I want to shout out. We shouted out Motor State already. CJ Moore, Gary James, appreciate it. Carlos De Leon, Terrell Green. Yeah, welcome to the show, man. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Salute to the Knicks fans in here. And I'm sure we got some Bulls fans in here checking it out too, man. Okay, back to the phones we go. I see some people I want to get to. JJ, I see you. I think this is Benji on the line. Edgar, we didn't clear this call. Is this Benji, 917?
Yeah, hey, what's up, CP? What's up, Alex?
Let's go. What's good, bro?
What's up, man? Four straight wins, man. You know what my motto is, guys?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got my kids sleeping, so I'm trying to keep it low.
Yeah, man.
My motto is keep pushing, keep grinding, just win, baby. That's the motto. And that's what we're going to adopt from now until the rest of the season. Let's focus on winning out. I think we got a decent chance. I know I said last week, I think we got a decent chance to run the table here, man. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And if you remember, obviously it's a different comparison, but if you remember the Suns They finished the bubble. They won out, and they won a bunch of games in a row. They just missed the plan, but obviously it carried over to the next season and beyond. So I don't see anything negative, like you said, about the draft position. I think we just got to keep building these habits, man. Get these players great experiences, and keep building them. It was really encouraging to see Obi really shoot the three well. I don't think I ever recall him making 3 threes in a game.
Yeah.
But tonight was the night. And it's just amazing too, like Burks, the last 2 games, with the corner 3, that you can make the argument if he misses those shots, we lose the game, both games. So definitely very encouraging. It just sucks to see Randle play with such bad energy, man. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why he is choosing to act like this. Like, I mean, I'm sure everybody saw, like, as time elapsed and he had the ball, he kind of like flung it behind him. Like,
I didn't see it, but then I heard it. Alan Hahn actually called him out on it after the game.
Yeah, it's like, why is he doing that? He's like going out of his way to like, it's like an Office Space when the guy goes out of his way to like try to get fired. It's like, yo, what are we doing
after
here?
A win? After a win, no less.
Yeah, just dribble it out, man. Go hug your family and move on. Like,
I don't even think he dapped up my guy Burks after his heroics 2 nights in a row. I didn't see him yesterday in Detroit. I didn't see him today. All the young guys was rallying around my guy Burks.
Burks, one thing, I mean, he's a man of few words. But Burks is a very classy guy, man. I have a lot of respect for him. Couple of other observations I wanted to make. Number one, last week I ran into my guy Ari on the street, and he lives in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
This dude is so astute, and he picks up on such amazing nuances. Let me explain something to you. When the Knicks won in Miami,
don't give him too much credit. Don't give him too much credit.
When the Knicks won in Miami on Friday night, Taj Gibson appears on the video at the end of the celebration when IQ is celebrating. He appears at the end of the video for 1 second, and Ari, the astute guy that he is, was able to acknowledge that Taj was telling them, "Hey, don't celebrate on the court. Take that to the locker room." So, just want to shout him out for that.
I feel like that was a paid promotion, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And also want to give a shout out. Alex and I actually have a friend in common. That's Pat Clapp, who's a really, really good basketball player.
Okay.
So I just want to give a shout out. To Pat Clapp, who's like, he's kind of like the modern day version of Troy Murphy. He's mad skilled on the floor. So want to give him a shout out, and let's see what we can do. Let's take it to Wednesday. Keep fighting, keep grinding, just win.
Appreciate it, man.
Good night, y'all.
You gonna be in the building Wednesday?
I wish, man. I got 2 kids, so it's hard for me to go, but I'll watch every second. But I wish. I went to 3 games this year, so it's just a little tough for me. But I'm excited, man. I'm just, the crowd was really into the game tonight, so it was just nice for them to get the win. Whether or not it carries over, remains to be seen. But definitely encouraging way to kind of finish the season, and better than losing out and getting smoked every night. At least gives us some optimism moving forward. So that Suns example I used, obviously they have a lot better players, but it carried over, man.
Okay.
They won like 13 or 14 games in the bubble, and they just missed the plan, but they still, they built up positives and habits and developed their players for the next season.
Appreciate the call, man. Al, I feel like that was a setup, man. This guy Ari, man. I feel like that was a setup.
All right, where you at? I see you in the chat.
I feel like Benji was paid for that endorsement. Can't put nothing past Ari, man.
You thought when they met up that day, Ari slipped him a couple bucks, said, "Hey, next time you call in, because you're the opener, put in some good words for me."
I'm always 2 steps ahead of Ari, man. I know that the subject of his calls before he even calls in. I know what he's gonna say. I know how he's going to claim to be right on everything. I know it, man. That sounded like a setup.
You gotta give Ari a chance to rebuttal here. Where's Ari right now?
Sounds like a setup. I don't know. I don't know. You might be in the streets, man. If you don't hear from him by now, he might be in the streets. So Shout out to Ari. Shout out my guy Hoodies Vintage, $50 super chat. Says congrats on 50K. Keep up the great content. Getting withdrawals. Thinking about what I'm gonna do with no Knicks. LOL. Question: do we think Tibbs' hands are tied with Randle, or did he enable his behavior to snowball? Would you do Randle for Brunson? Well, first off, with withdrawals, I mean, we don't take much time off. So once the season's done, we go into draft mode. Draft. Well, lottery first, May 17th. Then you got the draft, June 24th.
Free agency.
Summer league, free agency, summer league, preseason. Yeah, you'll have a couple of times up, but nah, we'll be rocking straight through. So, no games, but we'll be here. Is his hands tied with Randle, or did he enable the behavior to snowball? Look, it's hard to know what conversations are being had off the court, in the locker room, behind the scenes. Obviously, when Ian Begley reported that there was some, not dissension, but, there was some angst in the locker room after he benched Kemba, because a lot of the young players didn't see the same accountability for Julius.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, obviously you want to see the coach handling it better. When a lot of those games early in the season, the energy wasn't there, the effort wasn't there. A lot of the meltdowns were still happening. Yeah, part of being a coach is not just about X's and O's. It's also about player management, which was never Tibbs' strong suit.
And that was the whole point of bringing in guys like Johnny Bryant.
That's
Kenny
a fact.
Payne, Mike Woodson.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That was the whole point. And it's so tough to think how things could have gone out. I mean, you could have said, hey, what if Tibbs tried to hold Randle accountable in some sort of fashion, maybe bench him in the fourth quarter and not let him play it all out. You could then have another disgruntled star asking for more minutes and then even be dejected even more the earlier the season. You could say, hey, he could try to have a talk with Randle, and Randle could not take that talk well. I don't know. We won't know.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities. To say that Tibbs could have done it a different way, I think it's working with players, because you got to think players have high egos. They already think they're the best. They're going out there competing like they're the best. You want to make sure that you're not. It's a delicate balance of how do you handle somebody. You don't want to just go in there, be all blunt, or just try to think you're doing it the right way, and the next thing you know, you have a player who is supposedly your top guy is now dejected, and then you get something even worse.
Yeah.
Or fractures the locker room even more. I think just saying that Tibbs could have handled it differently, I'm sure there is a way out there. I don't know if he could have done it, but maybe someone else, like how you heard Johnny Bryant was talking to Kemba Walker, right? And making sure that he knows, like, just stay engaged, keep prepared. You get your chance again to redeem yourself, stuff like that. Maybe it wasn't Tibbs that needed to do it, but you hope that someone else on the staff, maybe it would have been a Johnny Bryant. Maybe if Mike Woodson was still here, he could have. You heard that Kenny Payne, when he left, Julius Randle was crying because that's his guy. Maybe it was Kenny Payne that needed to try to break. Yeah, maybe it had been Kenny Payne to break through to him because of that relationship from Kentucky. And who knows? Maybe it could have been difficult for Kenny Payne too. We don't know.
I feel
like that's just such a tough thing to answer, because people take certain situations differently. Just you may think, CP could come talk to me one way, I could take it be offended, and I could talk to CP one way and he could be offended.
Yeah,
I know. It's so hard to figure that out.
Big time. And remember, when the whole Jimmy Butler thing fizzled out in Minnesota, a lot of people thought that was part of the reason they fired Tibbs for not handling that, because that was his guy. You traded Zach LaVine for this guy, and this guy comes through, holds the whole team hostage, and then blows the whole building up with the dynamite. You know what I'm saying? You, the coach, like what happened? That's part of what got put Tibbs' head on the chopping block, was when Butler wilded out in Minnesota. So, clearly player relationships in terms of, handling those softer sides of the game, maybe that didn't seem like to be his strong suit.
But then you have guys like Derrick Rose and Taj Gibson who want to play for Tibbs and praise Tibbs, and You know, when I look at some of these young guys and whatever your feeling is on Tibbs, they're playing hard. They're playing the style of basketball that he wanted. That's putting up a lot of threes, getting out in transition, playing tough-nosed defense. The defense has taken a step forward since the All-Star break. So they're a good defensive team. So they're playing for him. They're responding to him. You know, it just depends on that type of player. Maybe Julius is not that type of player that responds to Tibbs, and that's why they had someone like Kenny Payne. But it's, once again, a question that we'll never know. What we need here is Dr. Strange to sell us. If there was one way,
in the multiverse, man. We gotta go. Yeah, let's go in the multiverse and find the guy that was beasting last year. Facts, man. The curious case of Julius Randle continues, man. Another super chat I want to shout out. Shout out my guys over at the Knicks Film School. Salute to CP, $50 super chats. A salute to CP, the entire KFTV crew from your boys at Knicks Film School. Congrats on 50K, and thank you for paving the way for the rest of us. Shout out to Macri, Andrew, the Coincidence, my guy Chris, all the guys at Knicks Film School, man. Definitely appreciate the love. It's been, you know, over those 4 years, these last 4 years or so, you know, really just part of the network that we've grown, and those guys have been at the forefront, man. I remember when they first started tweeting from that account, and I was starting to do the content, and this is when they were just doing the film breakdowns. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, who is this? Because there was no face to it at that point. Macri wasn't with him. There was nobody with him. So I remember I DM'd the person on the account. I'm like, yo, who are you? Like, what's the deal? And they were like, yeah, you know, just doing this content, boom, boom, boom. And I was like, come on the show. You know, let's talk about it. And that was JB. I got Jeff Balone. And so, the Knicks Film School was demystified on KnicksFanTV, man. And Jeff came through, and then he transitioned to Macri, and Macri's taking it to new heights. So, you know, just growing that relationship with them over the time, and the guys over at the Strickland and Schwinny, Alex, you know, posting and toasting, all those guys, man. You know, we really built a nice network where we continue to collaborate together, and it's been a good thing. So shout out to Knicks Film School for sure. Definitely shout out to Knicks Film School. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. $50 super chat. He says the 50 burger spot on JD's predictions. 50K salute. KFTV saving our season. This win streak is like a Nick kick forward. I seriously don't think these draft potentials are better than our present youth. We got something fresh here. Poster 75 is on the way. Yeah, man. We got something hot coming through for the fans. Chuck is working, always working to support KFTV, and definitely appreciate all of his support over the years, man. And again, funny story. One time, I think it was me and Jay Ellis. We were going to a Knicks game, and we were just at the Garden, and we were just kind of like just talking content and whatnot. And I was just telling him, I was like, yo, got to be consistent at this thing. Like, just be consistent, because you just never know who's watching. And so, you know, everything's got to be on point, and we always got to be better and better and better. One day, random tweet from Chuck D. And it was like, yo, I just subscribed to KnicksFanTV. Yeah, you should too, or something like that. And I was just like, yo, blown away, completely blown away. I told JL, so he's like, yo, this is what I'm talking about, man. Because you have no idea. You have no idea who's watching you on a night-to-night basis. So you always want to put your best foot forward, your best presentation forward, and, you know, let the chips fall where they may. The Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, man. And from then on, awesome. He's been a friend of the program, a friend to me, a mentor to me, everything. He's been everything, man. We made a documentary. You know, we made a documentary, man. Like, that's just crazy. So, you know, when I write the book, Chuck is going to have his own chapter. You know, Long Island's finest, a legend in his own right, taking us under his wing, man, and really supporting us. You know, the driving force. I'm not on ESPN without Chuck D. Whooping Max Kellerman's ass week after week after week after week after week after week.
And then they had to move him.
And you're right. It was so bad that they had to give him another show. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that was Chuck, man. So always appreciate the OG, man, for everything that he's done for us and continues to do for us. The support is just tremendous. Absolutely. All right, a couple more calls before we wrap up. Let's go to the Lou. Jay from St. Louis. Jay, what's going on?
CP, Alex, man, much love. Glad to hear from y'all, man.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
doing?
Good, man.
Man, it's love, man. I'm gonna leave Julius alone. I'm gonna leave our coach alone today. Let's talk about our future. I'm gonna start off with RJ, man. Rowan Alexander Jr. Number 2, he is, man. Look, I keep saying it, CP. You know, we gave him that window, right, where we knew his game was pretty much always there. But, you know, the hop of 20 points in his third year, he's only 21 is magnificent. Yeah. You know, he's in that certain category with like Luka and LeBron for getting over a certain amount of points and rebounds and assists. And it's like he keeps doing these things that matters to us as Knicks fans. It's just working hard. It's crazy, man, to see what he's doing, man. And I'm excited for next year, but we know with next year it comes with more attention on him. And I'm excited to see how he prevails that attention, you know, because these guys know, okay, he likes to get to the cup, you know. And he's working with the best trainer, you know, straight from the Lou, Drew Hanley. Yes, sir. I'm going to keep saying it, you know. He got, two of the guys he's training right now in the top of the MVP race with Embiid and Jason, man. Like, it's only going to get better for RJ, and it's exciting to see that because next year the whole organization knows they're going to have to give him the keys, and it just makes all the sense in the world. With that being said, I'm going to be on the fence, and I'm going to say this out loud to Knicks fans. I want Fournier to come off the bench next year just so I can see Cam to start and get those true minutes that he deserves just because he's the better athlete. It makes sense for us to have Fournier just to be that good shooter. I know with the contract it sounds crazy. I'm not drunk. I only had a shot. But, I mean, to be a true hooper, you got to understand this guy is a bench player at best. He deserves a decent amount of money, but not all of it. Another thing I want to bring up is I'm okay with Mitch Walker. I mean, he's going to get the highest bid. I mean, he's that good, guys. And all they're doing, I mean, every day he plays, you know, today's price is not tomorrow's price for him. And it's going to keep going up. And honestly, it's going to be hard to see him to go, but it makes sense for him. He want that dollar. Yeah. So last but not least, with the rotation we got, like you guys said, you know, we are packed. You know, the film room is getting deep. You know, I won't be surprised if 4 of the guys that we talked about today will be gone, just in case we do bring in that free agent star or to get, you know, other young guys in just because we're not going to make any noise in the free agents. So, hey, coming from the middle of the map, I love y'all. Keep it pushing. I'm at work on YouTube going crazy.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Always appreciate Jay. Let's keep it in St. Louis. Let's go to Fletcher from St. Louis. Fletcher, what's going on?
What's up, man?
What's up,
lifelong Knicks fan.
Okay.
I might have to link up with that guy because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Do you know Jay? Do you know
fans.
Jay, man? Jay's from St. Louis, man. You from St. Louis too, man. I didn't know if you guys were friends or something.
Nah, gotta represent.
No doubt.
Bradley Beal and such.
Yes, absolutely.
But man, I just want to talk about, you know, a lot of Julius Randle negativity on the pod, and rightfully so. But, you know, he's a guy that, like, as a Knicks fan, I'm always like the positive Knicks fan with my friends, like the delusional Knicks fan. Like, you know, where we could be 12-57. I don't even know, but, you know, and I'll just be like, you know, we got Porzingis or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, he for the first time in a long time gave me, like, not just like Porzingis always young, up and coming hope. Like, he gave me, like, real hope for the future. So I'm saying, like, he just got to have a sit down conversation with him. Like, make sure he's in, like, the right headspace, all that. Like, because we need his scoring. Like, he could be a nice second option if he just, like, cools it off with a text, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I would love to see them try to figure it out first with him, but I just don't know, man. Something this year is just going awry with him. And so I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna get this guy back on track, man. Something just isn't there. To the phones we go. Where are you guys from in the chat, by the way, man? We have back-to-back calls from St. Louis. We went to India tonight. We went to Florida, New York City, obviously. Where are you guys from in the chat? Throw your cities in the chat. Throw your flags in the chat, and we will shout you guys out. We'll take a couple more, and then we'll wrap. Let's go to Joe from Ohio. Joe, how you feeling?
Yo, what's good, CP?
How you doing, Alex? Good.
Can't call it, bro. Hey, shout out to you, bro. 50K.
Thanks a lot, man.
That's nothing to sleaze at, bro. I remember back in the day, a couple years ago, when we had that 12 win or that 60 loss season, bruh. It was, but you had like 12K subscribers or something like that, bro. And I was never calling in or whatever. And now, like, to see the growth is amazing, bro. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to the team that you built, bro.
Thanks a lot.
But for sure. But yo, I think that these wins, it makes us feel good, don't it? It makes us as like Knicks fans, like it feels right because the young dudes are doing it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I called in a couple of days ago and said I'm a tank general. The reason why is because you need more talent on this team. Julius Randle, I don't hate Julius like all other Knicks fans do, but I understand he's not a good fit for this team. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, tell me how you feel about this, CP. Julius Randle trade to Portland. They have a huge trade exception with the CJ McCollum trade, right? Mm-hmm. And it kind of fits Julius's salary. Mm-hmm. They give us a trade exception and like a little, and then one of their top 10 picks. So they have the 2 lottery picks, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We get 2 lottery picks now, and now we have RJ, the young dude, and 2 lottery picks. That's a nice little foundation. Tell me what you think about that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody again. Make sure you hit JD up, tell him to bring back the grill. The 50 burger, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
so y'all have a good one, bro.
Appreciate the love, man. Yeah,
JD's dusting off that grill right now for 50K subscribers.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Portland is an intriguing destination. After they did make the CJ trade, by all accounts, they are committed to building a win now team around Dame. How they go about doing that, we'll see. Now, Jeremy Grant's name has been bandied about, as Joe said. They do have the trade exception. But if Grant falls through, could they make a Randle play? There's always a destination that had intrigued me for him. But I don't know. Do they go that route? And if you're getting a lottery pick and some of that money, would you do it?
So we're moving Randle to Portland.
Yeah,
and we're getting lottery picks in return. I mean,
lottery pick, one of the lottery picks.
I mean, sign me up all day.
Sign me up.
Sign me up all day. I don't. Yeah. If you had told me that we were trading Randle when they still had CJ and Dame healthy and Nurk, I could see that because what they needed was another front court player to go run next to Nurk, especially one who's durable. I don't know what Portland's plans are right now because they just blew everything up to a certain degree. Sure, you got Nurk and Dame still there, but they got Hart. They're playing all these guys. I mean, they'd even put out a roster today. Them? And I think it was them and OKC out there. Just there's a bunch of names I've never even heard of before.
Yeah.
So I think they're obviously they're full on tank mode right now, but their play might just be rebuild. Bring in a bunch of new guys to work with Billups as the head coach, and they're probably looking to trade Dame at this point, see what value they can get from him.
I think so.
Same thing with Nurk. I don't know if Portland
nothing else makes sense. They're not going anywhere, man.
Yeah.
So
and it's a small market too, so no one's looking to necessarily sign. I mean, you had Dame and CJ out there, and they begged Melo to go out there, and Melo did well out there in Portland, but it's been difficult to get free agents out there. So I see them just going through the draft and the whole process all over again, looking for new guys. I think Dame's going to get moved.
We'll see, man. Shout out to Will Steffens, $50 super chat. Says, congrats on 50K. First time in the chat, long time. Repping Westchester by way of Hong Kong. Where are Nerlens and Cam at on the bench? Can we get Nerlens' contract? And go KFTV 50 Burger, #new from Hong Kong, man. Shout out to Hong Kong, man. I actually enjoyed my time. I went there a couple years ago. So shout out to Hong Kong. And he said, where are Nerlens and Cam at on the bench? Well, Cam's injured, with the shoulder. So, I'm sure he's rehabbing. You don't need him on the bench. And Nerlens, as I said, man, hopefully he's in a body cast or somewhere. We're getting ready for next season. Hopefully he got a hand transplant. And get him some wide receiver gloves or something and throw him in a body cast for the summer. Just chill. Don't move. Don't move, all right? We trying to trade you. No fast moves, pal. Stay in the crib and don't go nowhere. If you need a DoorDash or Uber or something, we got you.
Is he been on the sidelines?
Don't move. It's probably better you don't go on the sidelines. God forbid somebody crash into the bench and he's breaks his leg or something. Don't move.
Look, he's probably taking care of that court that lawsuit that he's got.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's
probably taking care of that. So I don't know. I haven't seen him. I don't think I've seen him on the bench. But hey, he's giving Jericho Simpson good minutes. So please help us help you.
Oh, man. Let's shout out some people where they at, man. Drew Licata checking in from Miami. Deadly. Oh, and speaking of Miami, man, I will be down there for the lottery. So anybody in the 305 Fort Lauderdale area, I am planning something for the lottery that Tuesday night, May 17th. Down there, maybe we'll do something at the Cleveland there. So we'll definitely, I'll throw the bat signal out there, the KnicksFanTV signal. And all roads lead to South Beach for the lottery. If you guys are in the area, definitely pull up on your boy. Shout out to Deadly Samartian checking in from ATL. Lucky D checking in from ATL. We got Ghetto Clownfish from Christchurch, New Zealand. KG repping Queens. Ilya, North Jersey. How you feeling? Oscar White, Australia. SKG, South Carolina. We got AP NYC repping the DR. Raphael, Harlem World. What's good? Mac, Okinawa, Japan, Al. We got RB from Manila. We're all over the world, man. All over the world.
Let's go.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat you want to shout out, man?
Oh, man. Well, shout out to all the mods, first of all. All right. Shout out to TM. Shout out to Cynthia. Shout out to Shells. Everyone who's in here. Shout out to Jose Mendez. Shout out to Trizzy H. Shout out to AZ Cards Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns. We got a Phoenix Suns fan in here right now?
Yeah, man. Listen, we got fans from all teams. All teams,
Sung Play, Andrew H, Corey A, Daniel Almonte. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all Knicks Nation, all right? For checking in with us and helping us get to 50K.
No question.
All right? I remember when I was watching this. I remember when I found your channel because I wanted to get into blogging, content creation. I found this channel. It was you and Jay Ellis. And it was just, honestly, it was for a guy who was out in Boston, and there's not a lot of Knicks fans in the area. There are Knicks fans. Don't get it twisted. When the Knicks come up here, there is a good showing. But it's not every day I get to find a Knicks fan out walking the streets. When I found the channel, it was a home to me. And I won't forget when you asked me to make the Frank Ntilikina voiceover video.
the Frank play review. Yeah.
That was a moment that I was probably one of the happiest moments, man. Just getting to work with the channel. Totally just want to see this channel grow. And man, salute. 50K.
50K,
awesome achievement.
Man. 50K. Definitely appreciate that, man. And once again, salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. 50K and climbing, man. We definitely did it, Knicks Nation. Definitely appreciate that. Support our sponsors, man. I told you guys about Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And there's also Prizepicks, the presenting sponsor of Knicks Post Game Live. Prizepicks, the overs and under game, daily fantasy sports made easy. They have the best prop game on the market, and all you're doing is you're picking 2 to 5 players, and you're going to predict whether or not they're going to go over or under the given stats that Prizepicks has laid out for the night. And Al, here's where I went on my picks tonight. I told you about my lock of the night, which was Alec Burks over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I hit that one easily. Now, Trey Mann has been cooking. Trey Mann was my guy in last year's draft. Trey Mann has been cooking. I went with Trey Mann over 19.5 points. OKC visiting Portland, and he was a late game scratch. So I chose 5 picks tonight. Now that he's out, it's going to become a 4-pick flex pay. So unfortunately, I wasn't going to get anything on that. Pascal Siakam, with no Time Lord in Boston, I felt like their defense was going to take a hit, and they're on the second night of a back-to-back. I went with Pascal Siakam over 22.5 points, and he hit that quite easily. Pascal Siakam finished with 40 points tonight. My other pick, now this one was a dud. I went with Julius Randle over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Julius always plays the Bulls well, not tonight. My Burks pick hit, and then my 5th pick was RJ. Over 5.5 free throws made, and RJ cashed in with 6. So basically, I put in $20 for my chance to win $200. I didn't get the Randle pick, and then Trey Mann didn't play, so it's gonna knock it down a bit, and I walk away with $30. But it is what it is, better than nothing. But for you guys at home, try your luck, man. Go to PrizePicks.com, promo code KFTV, and they will match your deposit of up to $100. So it's kind of like free money to play with on top of the money that you put in. All right, okay. Let's wrap it up here on the Discord. We're gonna go to Sam and close it. Ari, Sam, how you feeling?
Hello, guys. Right. Okay. Great. Sitting here in a while. Okay. So I don't know how ESPN does it, but on NBA.com, RJ Barrett has officially hit 20 points per game.
Yes. There's been various reports, but it looks like RJ did hit the 20 points per game mark. So congratulations to him for sure.
Right. Yes. I think ESPN, I know Basketball Reference, they update their stats after all games are finished, so they add it in. So I think that's what may have happened. But 20 points per game for RJ Barrett, finally there. Happy about that. And it's crazy to see how his development has grown, especially with him going into the paint and taking these approaches. Especially with the scouting report definitely saying he's strong with his left. You could not stop him when he's going left. Yeah. This man is strong and a bully when you go down there. He's shown it multiple times, and it's great. And his 3-point shooting, I know it's taken a bit of a dip this year, but it's still at a high efficiency. I believe at 35%, which is just around league average. Happy about that. Then Emmanuel quickly. I know he didn't have that big of a game, but this stretch in post All-Star All-Star break, I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but Emmanuel quickly is my guy. I'm giving him a shot at the point guard position next year. I'm doing it. Yep. He's doing great. If anyone wants to, there's a Twitter thread by Analytics. They posted a thread about Emmanuel quickly and his impact on the game. Makes a really good case for him to start at the point guard position. I've been following it. I think it's a great. Going with that, Obi Toppin, past 5 games have been double-digit scoring, great efficiency, moving the ball well, finding great reads. Teammates are trusting him, and he's just showing great confidence. And I love it. Yeah. I love it from Obi Toppin. And I guess I'll close with congrats on 50K. Glad to be part of the community. And you guys have a great night.
Sam, appreciate it, man. All good points. Appreciate your contributions to the channel, man. And yeah, let's keep it going. Thanks again, bro.
Salute.
All right, that's Sam on the Discord. All right, let's wrap it up with Ari in the building. Ari, what's good?
Yo, what's up, man? You guys hear me all right?
Yeah. Yep. Loud and clear.
All right. Well, first of all, shout out to Benji. That was no foot trick, none of that stuff going on. Right. The reason I wanted to call in is because I wanted to congratulate you on 50K. Very, very happy for you. Very big accomplishment. I was here since 900 subs, and just to see the growth and getting on the phone in 30 seconds to now where it takes me forever. Definitely very proud of you. And regardless of whether or not you and the Tomato Gang gonna bring me down and bring down my takes, like I haven't called this whole thing perfectly. I rather spread positivity and good vibes overall. So CP, very thankful for you. Alex, very thankful for you as well. The reason why I am the icon known as Ari from Manhattan is because of you, CP. So thank you for giving me a voice. Thank you for giving just the fan base a voice. I feel like the reason why people go at you so hard is because you do have the loudest voice in the building, and you are the guy who you have the loudest voice of the fan base. So that's why people go at you sometimes about your takes, because our voices, no one listens to what we have to say, but they listen to what you have to say. So my only question to you is, and again, in my opinion, I think we have to trade Randle ASAP. I'll sell him for little. It doesn't matter to me. I need to get him out. I personally think we need to get rid of Fournier and we need to get rid of Burks, just because of what you guys said, to make room for Cam and Grimes, and just make do this kind of analyze what we have in these players. My question to you is, CP, I saw a video of you. You're saying you're not going to bring back Burks. You're okay on Fournier. I know you want to bring back Tibbs, but I want to hear CP's formal Randle take on what if CP was a GM, not what the front office will do, but if CP was a GM, how is CP handling the Randle situation? And again, congrats on 50K. And just let me know what you think about that.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. A positive, everybody in the chat. A positive Ari call, man. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, Ari, man. Ari's had like so many face turn, heel turns on this show over the last couple of years. It's been incredible, man. And what time the tomatoes? I think he was the king of the tomatoes at one point. The epic battles with Serge, who was a staunch Randle supporter. The epic battles. The epic battles with Serge, man. How do I handle the Randle situation? Like I said, it's tough, man, because I think selling low on him is risky, especially when you need to ultimately make that big trade that's going to net you a star, quote unquote, right? Because let's think of it this way. When you get rid of him, outside of RJ, what do you really have as a quote unquote, win now, ready to go player that can help your team if you're going to make a trade? Like in a Randle trade for Zion, Randle trade for whoever it is, you're still going to have to add on picks and a ton, right? But I think he may get you there a little bit closer than if you just sell low on him for a bunch of picks, and then you just have RJ here with your supporting cast. Like I think it's risky in terms of how you set up the next play if you just sell low.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yes, for the betterment of the team, to get Obi more playing time, wherever he's at mentally, also has fit on the starting unit with RJ, it's not working. It's definitely not working. So while I would look to trade him, I'm just not ready to sell low on him just yet. I think I need something close to comparable that I could get back here. I just think it's a very difficult trade to make.
Oh, it's very difficult because you paid him and someone's going to look at that contract and say, well, did he really perform this past season up to his contract value? Granted, the extension hasn't kicked in yet, but it's going to kick in next season. And the reason he got paid is what he did last season. Can he do something, not exactly that, but close to it? But as you pointed out, it's the stuff that I think comes to the soft factor as what can he turn it around as a player? How is he going to gel with the locker room? How are you helping this team move forward? And is it addition by subtraction that if you remove him, that you actually get other players? Maybe Obi Toppin takes another leap next season. Maybe Quentin Grimes. Maybe you get guys who start to embrace more of these minutes and become better players because of it. And then when you think you lost a player who had a lot of value, you actually get even more players who have more value. Right. So I think that's another way you got to look at it. And when evaluating this trade, and that's why I am thankful that I'm not in this front office, because my job will be on the line trying to figure this out for this offseason. So I think that's the biggest part. And I know you don't want to necessarily trade a player at their lowest, because what do you get in return? But to me, it comes down to how is the team performing. I'm always thinking about the team first, because if someone's going to be a detriment to the team and mentally, like that will impact everybody else and how they play. So, and if you're trying to have a winning team, if you're trying to compete, if you're trying to develop, I'm looking to try to move that person, unfortunately, because I think if you're taking a risk on a player who you've seen throughout his entire career, he's not a great 3-point shooter. Really, I think his best, even though last season was his best season, I think the best way to utilize him is how he was utilized in New Orleans as a pick and roll guy. And we don't even do that with him here, which that would help his game tremendously. Yeah. But if he's not willing to do that, if he's not looking to play the way Tibbs wants him, which is relentlessly going downhill like RJ does, and he's just going to push back. And it kind of even seems like he was pushing back at Tibbs at the while he was on the court today when he checked back in. I'm not sure 100%. I don't want to say that he did, but it kind of looked like it. That's the type of stuff where if he's not going to meet the coach eye to eye and he's not going to play the way the coach wants him to play, I'm looking to try to trade the player. I think teams do know Randle has a value. I think they would just try to take advantage of the sense of how little they can get for him. Yeah. But that's where the Knicks also got to be pretty, just hold their ground and just say, no, this is the value Randle is, and try to see what teams are willing to play. I don't think Portland is. Do you try to work with Detroit and try to get a Jeremy Grant in here? Try to swap those two guys. Do you look at a team like, I don't even know. I can't even think of all the teams that would need a power forward right now. But that's how I'd go about it.
I mean, one thing was for sure is that over the last 2 years, they've been willing to trade him. They've been willing to trade him. It just has to be for the right price. So, certainly hasn't been an untouchable. His name's been in trade rumors every year since he's been here. So, yeah, we went TOSI. You're going to have to sell low. Yeah, we might have to, man. But tricky trade. Definitely a tricky trade. But great show, man. And just want to say to all the people out there that have been, supporting this channel over the years, whether you just came on or you've been with us, since the beginning, definitely appreciate all of the support, because we don't get 50K without the fan support. And that's why, again, we say hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share these videos, because that's how it works. That's how the game works. So I say these things because it really works. And this is how we grow exponentially. When we say all these things, we're tapping into the algorithms. The algorithms is what runs social media. So it's just understanding the game behind the game. And so when you guys do that, that is how we grow. So for everyone who, is tapped in since the beginning, again, appreciate all of your support. As Alex said, he caught on as a guy living in Boston looking for that deeper connection. And that's the primary reason, or one of the reasons why I started this whole thing, was because I knew that, number one, the Knicks fan, the passion, the intensity, the smarts, all of that combined, there's nobody like us, man. And I'm not just saying that to sugarcoat it. I'm saying it for real. The toxicity and all. The toxicity and all. We are sports fans. Fan is short for fanatic. So all of that comes with the territory and all of that energy. You know, it's all about energy. Life is about energy. I just knew that it would make for great content as we continue to evolve in the digital age. And so that's why I started the channel, as to kind of, you know, as a next step to what I grew up on, which is sports radio, right? But again, tailored to the digital age, and having post-game shows where we can come in here and talk and hear your reactions and hear my reactions and vice versa, and have a good debate. You know, not always having to agree with each other. We don't have to do that. I don't want us to agree on everything, because that would make for a boring show. It's good when we have polarizing takes. So then, you know, you bring your takes, I bring mine, and we meet somewhere in the middle, or we don't. But I think that makes for engaging conversation. That's what we want. We want the audience to participate. We want your takes on the trades, on the news, on the rumors, on the games, all of that, because that's how this thing grows. So again, thanks again for rocking with us. And again, this channel is a testament to your support, and it's a testament to consistency. You know, so for the content creators out there, for the aspiring content creators out there, you know, I could say a lot of why we've gotten to this point is because this truly is a passion of mine. This is what I love doing. I would do it for free. I watch these games every night. You know, even before I was doing this, I talk about the Knicks all the time before I was doing this. So being consistent is the key to all of it. Because there was times, Ari would tell you, there was times where we had 50 people in here, and that would be the max. And I'd be happy for that. And then the next week it'd be, you know, or the next month or 2 months it'd be 100 people. He'd be happy for that. And then it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing until now, you know, if we have less than 1,000 a night, it's probably an off night. You know what I mean? It's probably an off night. So that's just a testament to the consistency, you know, that we try to bring here. And when we do these shows, we try to do it in the best way we can. You know, that's my thing. It's the best of nothing. Put your best foot forward. And I've always tried to do that with the content that we bring. You know, over the years, we've evolved from post-game shows, the player interviews, which everyone has loved, myself included, the film breakdowns, you know, doing court vision, and we're going to continue to build on that. And the collaborations. You know, that was one thing with this channel that I never shied away from, and that was collaborating with guys in the space, whether it's the guys at Knicks Film School, whether it's guys at Posting Toasting, whether it's, you know, bringing on Alex, you know, prior to him joining the show, it was collaborating there and bringing him on the show as a guest. And, you know, again, it's continuing to just have diverse viewpoints, diverse thoughts that makes this thing grow. A rising tide lifts all boats. So for you content creators out there, collaborate. You know, don't just sit in your own little corner and you know, think, oh, I'm not going to mess with those guys because they're doing this. Collaborate. You know, it makes everybody better. It brings your audience to them. It brings their audience to you. So that's another gem. Collaborate. We've had great co-hosts on this show. You know, shout out to Jay Ellis, no question about it. You know, shout out to Jay Ellis, one of the first co-host on this thing that was with me rocking with this. Shout out to Ashley, no doubt about it. You know, Ashley brought another dimension as a diverse voice of bringing a woman's perspective to this thing. We certainly had our fun here when Ashley was on. You know, shout out to Ash. Then we brought in CK. Again, collaborate. You know, don't close your doors. Collaborating with CK, who was already doing this thing in YouTube. And we continue to push this thing forward. And he's brought a different dynamic here. JD, again, collaborate. You know, watching JD's videos and seeing his viewpoint on games and how he analyzes things. You know, I knew he was going to be a great contributor to this channel. And so again, all of that is for the betterment of the content, for the betterment of the people, for the betterment of the conversation. Bringing in Alex, you know, another guy whose viewpoints whose analysis I definitely respect. And Alex has been a big factor at KnicksFanTV.com. And shout out to all the writers that represent on KnicksFanTV.com, from Jeff to Chip, Paul, Remy. Check out Remy's recaps every night, every morning after the game. And so all these names have come on as a result of from you guys. Your dedication to the show, your dedication to donating, your dedication to sharing, to hitting that like button. All of that feeds into this because we put it right back in. And we bring in the talent. We bring in people who want to help. We have people who always hit us up wanting to, be a part of this. And so we're continuing to grow, man. This is an ecosystem. I talk about the contributions that TM and all the mods have brought to this show, because we want it to be a clean show, a family show, true indeed. So we got to screen out, the riffraff. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be a little toxic in the chat, but that's okay. But to a certain extent, we keep it respectful. We screen the calls. Shout out to Dave. Dave started with me from Dave. I forgot what day it was, but in the context of scaling up and expanding, I know I needed somebody to screen the calls, to give it a more professional sports radio type vibe. So we brought in Dave. I wanted that fan on the street style content to interview fans outside the garden when I couldn't be there. That was Dave. KnicksFanTV.com. That was Dave. Dave wore many hats. Dave has gone on to ESPN. Ashley's gone on to SNY, Sports Illustrated, Spring Hill. This platform is giving exposure to a lot of people. Like I told JLs, you never know who's watching. And so, again, shout out to the team. Shout out to TM and those guys who built out the Discord. See, every platform, we have a community. It's all about community. We have it on YouTube. TM has built out the Discord. I'm not of that generation. So, again, another gem. When you're building out these platforms, bring people in who do things better than you, who know more than you. Don't carry an ego when you're trying to build your platform, build your following. You got to bring the people who can fill in where you are weak. All these new platforms, Discord, TikToks, and all that. I'm too old for that. I don't know any of that. TM's been running the show, man. He's been the man with this thing. Gotta be legend. AO Pal, all those guys. I got shout out to KnicksFanTV Jared, who's running the TikTok for me. I have no idea what any of that is, but he's running the show for me. Put it in his hands, and he's been doing the damn thing. So, shout out to Gamma, the video editor. Shout out to Simon. He's putting the podcast together. So, in the front, you see a lot of me. You see the co-hosts, JD, Alex, CK as well. But in the back, there's a lot of people making this thing work. And again, all of that happens because you guys at home continue to support, continue to subscribe, continue to donate. So definitely appreciate that. Shout out to Edgar. Edgar running the phones. I had been connecting with Edgar on Twitter for some time now, and he had always wanted to be a part of this. So Edgar got his opportunity once Dave left, and he's been doing a great job as well. So shout out to Edgar on that. And that's just it, man. We're gonna keep it going. Salute to everyone who's been tuning in, all the fans of other teams. And that's another thing. We get a lot of comments from fans of other teams that'll be like, yo, I'm a Bulls fan, I'm a Pacers fan, I'm a Raptors fan. This channel is great. I'm a Lakers fan. This channel is great. Thanks for all that you do. Because when we do these post-game shows, we're gonna talk Knicks, but we're gonna keep it a buck in most cases. And so we'll give credit where it's due. And I think fans of other teams respect that. And they see that there's truly nothing like this out there. So shout out to the non-Knicks fans that come in here and rock with us every night. And like I said, the support from everyone has launched this platform, and it's given me a lot of exposure that I never even thought I would see doing this. You know, as I said, I talked about the Rhyme Animal Chuck Deep tapping me in with ESPN. You know, every week I'm rocking ESPN, and it's, you know, CP at KnicksFanTV. So that's all of us, man. Going to FAN, do my own show on WFAN, and the callers that came from this show called in on WFAN. Like, that was my childhood station growing up. To be able to do that show, and then to have the people from my show, you know, tap in over there, that was crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. So, like I said, when you find something that you love to do, double down. You know, the people say double down on it. And you know, that's where we are, man. You know, that's why I love doing what I'm doing. The CAA TV and all. So, as Ari said, you know, they come here for the takes, and look, we could agree on things, we could not agree on things. That's cool with me. I love it all. You know, I love it all. The love, the hate, anything. I love it all, man. So, again, once again, cheers to 50K. I drank all my scotch. Oh, I got a little bit left. But cheers to 50K, and to all those who continue to make it great. I appreciate you guys, man. Deep down inside, I appreciate you guys. All the past guests that we've had who've made it great. You know, Alan Hahn. Check that out. Check those Alan Hahn shows, man. 3 years in a row, that video has hit over 100,000 views on YouTube. Go check it out. Alan Hahn making this thing, our season preview show. Fantastic. Ian Begley. Shout out to Ian Begley. You know, Ian Begley gave me an opportunity with SNY. And all of that is from this, man. So it's like I said, it's just incredible. People from all around the world. We got Aswin calling in from India. Incredible. South Korea, Japan, UK. Shout out to the Germany contingent, Brazil, France, all over the place, man. You know, it's just incredible. So thanks again for everybody who's been tapping in. Been a long season, but, you know, better days ahead, man. Better days ahead. All right. That was my spiel. Let me salute the Superchats. There's a lot more have come in. Great show as usual. Okay, let me get to the supers. Okay. All right, let me refresh this thing here. See who's still rocking with us. 1,700 on the check-in, man. Appreciate it. Okay, Boxing Trav, $5 Super Chat says, congratulations, 50K CP and crew. This show to me now is what SportsCenter was to me as a kid. Can't miss. Definitely appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot. Shout out to Cynthia. Cynthia says, CP, congrats on 50K, well deserved. There may be other Knicks content, but you broke through the ceiling and others followed. You were the pioneer on the format that you created. Congrats and respect. Big up. Thank you, Cynthia. Definitely appreciate it. Jason Bellamy says, congrats, KFTV crew, 50K well earned. Not even Randle shenanigans can spoil this 50 burger. Hashtag ship them out. Hashtag give RJ the keys. Hashtag NYK for life. Suavecito PR33 says, Julius should try slapping Chris Rock. He looks like he could use the release. Open the floodgates. Congrats, fellas. Laser Lon says, regarding JR, when is accountability on the player? It's true too. You know, you're making that money. Heavy is the head. Cardi Cameron, appreciate it. Jeremy Maynard says, hallelujah to 50K, 100K next. Excited for 2022-23. The kids look solid. Obi, RJ, McBride, etc. This is what build from within is supposed to look like. Benny says, RJ's officially the man on this team. I would bet the house he will become an all-star next season. Lock him up. We have our franchise Nick for the next 10 plus years. Abraham Onifade says, run it up. 50K CP Alex. Which current roster players could you see on a championship Knicks team if you're in Leon's seat?
This team?
Yeah.
RJ.
Yeah, RJ.
One.
You know?
I can see Grimes.
Sure.
I can see Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
RJ Grimes. Quick.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Quickly too. Those are like the three guys. I think other guys could be, but I think the things that I see with the, I can see Obi too. I can see Obi. I think the thing that I see with all those guys is the intensity, desire to win, constant in the gym, working hard, that work ethic, that translates a long way.
Yeah.
And the mentality. They don't get wavered. You know, for all it is this entire season for Obi, you know, not getting enough minutes, he's always prepared, ready to come out and working through adversity. So stuff like that says a lot about a character.
Shout out my guy, Mr. William, $5 super chat. Says congrats on 50K. Been here since 2K. Looking forward to 60K. Mr. William, appreciate it, man. Hope you are recovering nicely and always appreciate you supporting us, man. Shout out Aldo Salas, $5 super chat. Brandon Guess says Will Smith got to sit courtside in set number 30 straight. Richard Williams says go Knicks. Shout out to the Burks Hive. Shout out to IQ Nation. Broadway Barrett putting in the work. Let's go. High Q Homie says Randle is toxic. Trading for a bag of chips, just not Frito-Lays. Haiku Homie, spitting bars. He puts his name and a timestamp on his haikus. Blood of the Panda says, I kept saying it all year. Obi is a point guard playing behind Danny Green on the Pacers. Oh, he's Paul George playing behind Danny Green on the Pacers. He deserves the same patience IQ gets. Hashtag Obi Avengers, hashtag Free Obi. Marlon Smalls says, who will be the leading scorer for the Knicks by the end of the season, Randle or Barrett? I think that's RJ. Richard Williams, appreciate Mont Blanc Nolan says, congrats on 50K, well deserved. Henny Rock says, it's a shame that we're finding our mojo at the end of the season. Yeah, that is the Knicks for you. Caroline Barreri says, give RJ the keys, book KFTV, Randle going away party. Marion Davis, $20 super chat says, one thing Tibbs has done is putting faith in IQ. He's now delivering like many of us thought he would be. Very interesting. Tony Banks, $20 super chat says, I'm paying my way into the Burks Hive. Tony Banks, welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. Vinny G33 says, Obi, IQ, Sims were solid contributors tonight. Brandon Guest says, I know we talk about point guards, but how about getting Rubio on a Kemba contract? Torched us in MSG and really helped the young Cavs. I'd make him our third priority. Rubio? It's interesting.
Rubio?
Yeah.
I mean, he's injured.
Right. He'd probably come here and be terrible.
Let's not get fooled just because he dropped a lot of threes on us.
Yeah. Can't do that.
Let's not fall for that trap.
Can't do that. Jackson Shaw says they really need to figure it out with the Obi Randle situation. Frankly, if they decide to move Randle, I don't know how they move his contract. King Matthews, the 50 burger has been completed. Congrats, KnicksFanTV. Michael the Panist says, CP, we got that 50 burger. Congrats, boys, 50K. Rhyme Animal Chuck D says, winning after that 3-17 throwaway period is painful, yo. I'm in Knicks Nation tears. We have a squad to watch here, and we all got to stay home. 50K. Willie Cruz says Randle was cheered tonight when he was subbed. LOL. Junior Caroma, MJ Burks. Brandon Guest says, on DeRozan's final drive, Randle stood on the baseline flat-footed, goes to the bench, and sits one seat away from the floor in the game and looks away. Thumbs down. Shout out to the Symbols guy. Says, Tibbs thirsty for Jules. Team was full of energy drink. Christian Cruz says, RJ had a monster second half, but it's great to see the young core improvement following him every step of the way. Big things coming in 2023. Alan C says, trade dubious scandal. We don't need that drama. Save it for the Oscars. Moonshadow, appreciate it. Shout out to the Symbols. He says, New York delivered Chicago fried chicken. Tank. Shout out Irish Cox. Shout out Irvin Vasquez. Says, love you guys. KFTV professional and real with great takes. Other shows just talk nonsense. Kenny Gale says, gotta love 30 posting up and RJ waving him off for Burks 3. Solid game by Mitch. Great game by Obi, only to be subbed in for what? Shout out to MK Tabs, Australian Super Chat. Says, this show made me a Knicks fan. God bless from Australia. There you go, man. There you go, man. So once again, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. 50K, we did it. Remember to support our sponsors, Manscaped.com, promo code KFTV, for 20% off plus free shipping. Go get that Lawnmower 4.0. It'll save your life like Tom from Huntington. Prizepicks.com, promo code KFTV, 100% match on your deposit of up to $100. And remember, this show is available in audio podcast format, man. All the major podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the major ones. So be sure to check us out. And we will see you Wednesday night from the world's most famous arena. Tap in. We'll be there all night, man. Pre-game shoot-around, halftime show, and the post-game free throw contest. Will CP go 2 for 3? Will he finally make it and redeem himself? Al, good show, man.
Right back at you.